The front row of a fashion show is probably one of the most kissy-kissy places on earth. A place where affection, even if it's entirely insincere, is often on full display. And yet, at Victoria Beckham's inaugural show at Paris Fashion Week yesterday, that was noticeably absent. Shortly before the show of Mrs. Beckham's Spring/Summer 2023 collection, modeled by Bella Hadid among others, came the spectacle of the Beckham family's oh-so-public reunion. For the benefit of those who've not been keeping up, Terry's said to be bad feeling between Spice Girl turned fashion designer Victoria and Nicola Peltz, the model/heiress and new wife of eldest Beckham boy Brooklyn. Since Brooklyn and Nicola's wedding in April, the family seems to have only seen the newlyweds once, for dinner in July. Tellingly, each side has been rather childishly declining to like any social media posts put up by the other side, the ultimate insult in the world of celebrity. Multiple sources say tensions that arose during the planning of the Megabucks wedding have proved difficult to overcome in the months that have followed. Brooklyn, 23, and Nicola, 27, took their seats at the show around half an hour before it started. It was Victoria's debut, and held at the 17th Century Church and Monastery of Val de Grace in the 5th arrondissement. The couple were sat just a few seats away from the rest of the family. They have been highly visible during Paris Fashion Week, posting a series of pictures on Instagram of them enjoying their stay in the city. Both have been wearing a lot of the designer Balmain. Yesterday they also wore expressions that oscillated between sulky and terrified. After a seemingly interminable wait, the rest of the Beckham clan trooped in, David dressed in a modish iteration of the milk tray man's getup, polo neck, sports jacket, disco glasses. He was arm in arm with daughter Harper, 11, her hair in plaits, and wearing one of her mum's designs. David was followed by the gangling figure of son Romeo, a professional footballer, plus younger son Cruz wearing improbable plastic trousers and holding hands with his girlfriend. For just a moment, as David worked his way along the row of invited guests kissing hello to everyone, including Vogue Supremo Anna Wintour, it looked as if he might take his place without even reaching his eldest son, sitting quietly hand in hand with his wife, as grave as miscreant schoolchildren. In the event, Romeo bounded past David to greet his brother with a hug. He was followed quickly by David, who grasped Brooklyn in a big bear hug. Wife Nicola hung back, and was rewarded when father and son broke their embrace with what seemed to be the most perfunctory possible hello from Bex before she took her seat again. There was no further interaction. The Beckham Peltzes watched the show solemnly, filming it on their phones as is the custom. At its close they joined in the applause. When Victoria eventually appeared at the end of the show, wiping away a photogenic tear of triumph, she darted into the front row to give husband David a hug, and did the same for best pal, actress Eva Longoria. There was nothing for anyone else aside from a general kiss blown at the crowd. British Vogue editor Edward Annenful and Victoria's parents, Jackie and Tony, were there to celebrate yesterday's event, which Mrs. Beckham regards as the pinnacle of her career as a designer so far. Afterwards it's said that the family had cocktails together with their guests and that there were lots of hugs and a lovely family atmosphere. Perhaps by that point everyone had warmed up to the idea of playing nicely, only time, and Instagram, will tell if that's the case. Aspiring chef Brooklyn is fostering the impression that he's half out of the family as he now goes by the name Peltz Beckham and has been completely embraced by his new family, who are a tight-knit bunch, rallying around billionaire patriarch Nelson Peltz. Mr. Peltz, according to Nicola, has been teaching young Brooklyn the basics of being a businessman and is said to be supporting him in an ambition to launch a range of hot sauces. In the process, David and Victoria have felt rather cut out. In the run-up to the show, this impression has only been reinforced. Brooklyn has been staying at the George V with his wife Nicola and her mother, former model Claudia. Also in tow, lending family support, have been Nicola's brothers Brad and Diesel. Somewhat tactlessly in the circumstances, Nicola posted a picture of Brooklyn and his mother-in-law looking delightfully happy in each other's company on Instagram on Thursday night. "I love my mom," she wrote. Miss Peltz has made matters worse recently by discussing why she didn't wear any of Mrs. Beckham's clothes at her wedding, the implication being that the task was A, beyond her mother-in-law and B, declined by her mother-in-law. It's all created a tricky situation, and David apparently read the riot act to his son over the upset. Friends say that the Beckhams have privately compared their family situation to the schism in the royal family between Prince William and Prince Harry, with some blame attached to the American wives Nicola and Meghan Markle. One added, "What is being said is that Brooklyn has forgotten that he is a Beckham. Well, yesterday he was reminded that he is one, even though the experience looked about as much fun as a stubbed toe." Celebrating Beckham style, Victoria arrives at her after-party holding hands with daughter Harper as she joins her whole family after son Brooklyn and wife Nicola squashed feud to attend her PFW show. The Beckhams were out in force in Paris on Friday evening to celebrate Victoria's successful debut show at the city's coveted Fashion Week earlier in the day. Fashion designer Posh, 48, walked hand-in-hand with her daughter Harper, 11, who was dressed in one of her yellow gowns with a pair of trainers as they joined the rest of the clan for a night out in the French capital. Earlier in the evening, her son Brooklyn, 23, and his wife Nicola, 27, put rumors of a family feud to bed as they attended Victoria's show and sat in the front row, after arriving half an hour early to wish her good luck. The married couple were later seen heading out into the night as they left their hotel, suggesting they were going to join Victoria and the rest of the family at the after-party celebrations. Victoria couldn't hold back her tears on Friday as she broke down while taking to the runway of her Paris Fashion Week debut show, reaching out to hug her husband David during the appearance. But she had already composed herself by the time she stepped out after the show, looking stunning in a figure-hugging green dress, which she styled with a pair of open-toe red boots. Posh also opted for a pair of her signature shades and wore her highlighted locks swept up into a neat bun, while she opted for a flawless palette of makeup. She held hands with her youngest child Harper, who got glammed up for the occasion in one of her mother's designs, a floor-length gown with lace detailing. The preteen added a pair of high-top trainers to the look, as her golden dresses were left down after being in braids for the show earlier on. She later swapped to her dad's side, holding the former footballer's hand while they led the pack, as Victoria spent time with son Romeo. David looked suave in a powder blue suit for the evening, featuring a crossover blazer with matching tailored trousers, as he added a white t-shirt underneath. He added a black crossbody saddlebag to the look as it sat over his torso, pairing the look with simple white high-top trainers. Shielding his eyes with aviator sunglasses, David's large collection of tattoos could be seen on his neck and hands as he looked smart for the evening. The sportsman was followed closely by youngest son Cruz, who showed that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree as he looked ultra-stylish in a denim set. Pairing wide-leg baggy jeans with a matching dark-washed denim jacket, the teenager added a plain white vest underneath, adding a splash of color with a red Supreme belt as he showed his love for the brand after stepping out in it earlier on in the day too. Cruz walked alongside his girlfriend Tana holding for the after-party, who sported a pair of baggy black trousers and a dark denim jacket to match her bows as they walked hand in hand. Completing the group was Romeo, who looked effortlessly cool in a pair of black cargo trousers and an oversized hoodie. The aspiring footballer showed his close bond with Victoria by wrapping an arm around her as they walked alongside one another, towering over her 5'4" stature. Despite not making the trip with his family, Brooklyn was spotted leaving his hotel with wife Nicola as they appeared to have their own travel arrangements to the celebrations. While Gigi Hadid, who stormed the runway during the earlier show, also stepped out to celebrate with the Beckhams, still sporting an outfit from the catwalk. Earlier in the evening, Victoria was overwhelmed as she embraced the former footballer, who sat in the front row to support, alongside their three youngest children, Harper, Romeo, and Cruz. And also in the front row was Brooklyn and his wife Nicola, who turned up at the show half an hour early to show their support, despite ongoing rumors of a family feud. The married couple arrived before the show started so they could wish Victoria luck, with lots of hugs going on when they were all reunited for the first time since this summer, said a source in the room. Afterwards, the family got together to celebrate with cocktails. As a source said, there were a lot of smiles and a lot of love in the room. It was a lovely family atmosphere. Posing for a snap after the show, Brooklyn and Nicola appeared in high spirits as they beamed while sitting alongside siblings Romeo and Harper, dad David and Vogue Zanna Winter and Edward in full. Victoria posted the snap to her Instagram as she gushed over the support, penning, "It's Paris baby. I'm so grateful for my family, at British Vogue and at Vogue magazine for always supporting me on this journey 20VB." Reposting the picture, Nicola penned, "Congratulations at Victoria Beckham on a beautiful show." And appearing delighted to be reunited with his family, Brooklyn embraced them on the catwalk as he reached down to cuddle youngest sibling Harper, before bringing it in with David too. Standing beside her husband, Nicola also gave her father-in-law David a hug as they appeared united at the show. Victoria's parents, Jackie and Tony, also took to the show to support their daughter and be reunited with their eldest grandson and his wife. The designer was absolutely delighted to have Gigi and Bella Hadid walking the catwalk, regarding it as a real coup, despite a potential awkwardness for Nicola, who used to date their brother Anwar Hadid. The model sisters looked flawless as they took to the runway of the show in VB designs, taking the catwalk by storm in the French capital. And Victoria herself took to the runway at the end of the show, appearing overcome with emotion during the appearance as she stopped at the front row to embrace family and friends. The designer, 48, held both hands to cover her face, bowing her head down as she struggled to hold it together. Reaching into the audience as she stopped halfway down the catwalk, a teary Victoria clung onto David, as best pal Eva Longoria also reached out for a supportive cuddle. She donned a chic black midi dress from her collection for the appearance, adding a pair of black tights and stiletto heels. Former England captain David, 47, cut a dapper figure in a black coat and white trousers for the show, teamed with a turquoise turtleneck top as he walked hand-in-hand with their daughter Harper 7 on arrival. The youngest of the Beckham brood donned a black maxi dress from Victoria's collection but dressed the look down with a pair of Nike Dunk trainers as she walked alongside her famous dad. And making their way inside, Cruz followed closely behind as he put on a loved-up display with his new girlfriend Tana holding while Romeo strolled along beside them. Cruz showed that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree as he put on an ultra-stylish display, donning PVC trousers and an oversized red jacket while walking hand-in-hand with girlfriend Tana, who was clad in Prada. And a stylish Romeo followed on at the back of the Beckham pack, sporting a pair of mocha skinny trousers and an oversized t-shirt, as he added a black crossbody bag to the look. David and Victoria's 3 youngest children not only showed their support by attending, but also filmed a sweet video for their mum, as Harper stood between Cruz and Romeo, who wrapped an arm around her. "Hi Mummy, congratulations. I hope you have the best day," said Harper to the camera as her brothers smiled. She took to Instagram on Friday to post a behind-the-scenes snap just hours before her first ever runway show at Paris Fashion Week. Before revealing that she was putting the finishing touches on her much-anticipated collection after being away from the catwalk for 2 years. As she prepares to mark the milestone, her family and friends have been rallying around to support her, with best pal Eva looking ultra-chic on arrival to the show. The actress donned a satin mini dress with mesh panels, with her chocolate brown locks pulled into a high ponytail as she beamed while heading into the show. Eva carried the Victoria Beckham chain pouch bag, which retails for £890, and appeared to be a popular choice on the day, with Amber Valletta, Leonie Hanna and Poppy Delevingne carrying the same one to the show. It comes after Victoria received a sweet message of support from husband David on Friday ahead of making her Paris Fashion Week debut. In a cute Instagram post, the footballer, 47, penned, "At Victoria Beckham Paris baby. 16 years of hard work and we know how much today means to you. We are so proud." The family appeared overjoyed to welcome Brooklyn and Nicola to the show, despite a media storm surrounding the feud between Nicola and her mother-in-law Victoria. Reports of a feud between the two have been rife for weeks, with Brooklyn's wife adding fuel to the fire by claiming her mother-in-law blanked her for days during the design process of her wedding dress in a Grazia interview. Taking to Instagram mere hours before her French fashion debut, Victoria took to Instagram to share a behind-the-scenes glimpse at her brand new collection. She posted a snap of herself crouching down in front of a blurred-out board of models as she put the final touches on her highly anticipated show at 5:30 p.m. Alongside the snap, she penned, "Putting the finishing touches to my #VBSS23 collection. I'm so excited to invite you to watch my #PFW debut show live from 5:30 p.m. CET on my stories, TikTok, YouTube and on Victoria Beckham. Com. Woohoo! We are in Paris. XVB." She also took to her Instagram stories to share a picture of a bouquet of white roses that her supportive husband David, 47, gifted her ahead of the show. He wrote a supportive message on a card, which read, "Dear Victoria, can't wait to see all your hard work pay off. I know the show will be amazing. So proud of you, lots of love, David X." Her son Cruz, 17, also took to his Instagram stories to gush over his mother's achievements, as he posted a picture of the invitation to Victoria's show. He confirmed his attendance at the show in a caption, writing, "We ready?" On Thursday, Nicola gushed over her mother Claudia Hefner-Peltz as she shared a sweet Instagram post of the former model. Writing "I love my mom," the heiress shared a snap as her husband Brooklyn Beckham, 23, gave mother-in-law Claudia a cuddle during their trip to Paris. Sharing a video of her mother in the first slide of the carousel, Nicola filmed as Claudia used a handbag as a makeshift umbrella. She questioned, "How's that working for you, Mom?" While the 67-year-old replied, "Not really, but it's fine," with her daughter giggling behind the camera. Another shot in the post showed Brooklyn, who donned a bright red Balenciaga coat, beaming from ear to ear as he wrapped an arm around his mother-in-law. The couple have been sharing a myriad of posts from Paris as they take in the city's fashion week, but are yet to confirm whether they will attend Victoria's show. The show could be a chance to patch things up for the family, with reports that she and David have reached out to sort things. A source said, "Frankly, the most interesting thing about Nicola is that she married into the Beckham clan. David and Victoria have both reached out to her to try and make peace, and find a way to get along. David and Victoria would love to spend more time with their son and his wife, and be given the opportunity to welcome her into the fold, especially given that Brooklyn practically lives with his parents-in-law." If the couple do attend Victoria's show in Paris, it will be the first time they have all been seen together since being snapped in Italy earlier this summer. Reports of a feud between Victoria and Nicola have been rife for weeks, with Brooklyn's wife adding fuel to the fire in a Grazia interview. Claiming that she was blanked for days by her mother-in-law during the design process of her wedding dress in the interview, the actress has reportedly enraged her in-laws by washing the family dirty linen in public. Initially, rumors of a rift began as Nicola did not wear a Victoria Beckham wedding dress, which she claimed during the interview was her original plan, before being told the designer's atelier could not make her a dress. In the bombshell Grazia interview, she revealed, "We connected to start designing the dress, and then a few days went by and I didn't hear anything. Victoria called my mom and said her atelier couldn't make it." Doting husband Brooklyn made his position clear amid the family feud, telling the publication that Nicola is his #1 priority and that they have each other's back 100%. But insiders have said Nicola is pushing a false narrative, leaving Victoria bemused as to why she keeps stoking the rumors of a feud rather than shutting them down. And Nicola telling her side of the story has led to even more family drama, with David defending his wife Victoria as he had a rare confrontation with son Brooklyn. According to Mail Plus writer Alison Boshoff, David told Brooklyn, "We don't do this in our family," as he lost his temper with the budding chef. A source said, "I don't think David has ever lost his temper with Brooklyn or had cause to talk to him harshly, but that has now finally happened. He had it out with him and told him, 'We don't do this in our family, and you know that we don't do this in our family.'" Chic evening wear was always going to struggle during the pandemic, and reports this summer showed the label had £54 million in debt, and had to cut prices and staff to stay afloat. But a successful cosmetics line, launched in 2019, has helped trim losses, and the team hopes to break even in the coming months. Victoria has called her personal fame a double-edged sword for the business. "Are other brands under the scrutiny that mine is under every time we file results? Absolutely not," she told